Tira kia ora tātai katoa. Kei ngāri me ngā waiwai, ngā kamihira amotu, o te motu hiri noa tēnā koutou. Ka mihira ki a tātou mate, meng me nā kei konei koe, ara mātou I tūranga nui a kiwa I roto I ngā rā tata ko taha atu. E poroporo aki ana I tā mātou pēpi, o reira kei ngā mate haere atu rā koutou. Stevie, ka kite atu au ia koe, ka whakaarua ke rā ki tō huaranga tira ki a John, o tira ki a rātou katoa, tēnā koutou, haere atu rā koutou. Kei ngā mana o te maruata, koutou ngā reo Māori o tēnei rōpū tēnā koutou, kia kaha ki a koutou I roto I a koutou mahi, o tira kia kaha ki a tātou katoa. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to be with you here today, especially if you're on the Māori roll, and especially if you're in Tāmaki Makaurau. Welcome to Auckland, or Tāmaki Makaurau, or as we've recently named it, Tāmaki Wakarau, the place of many cars. To make the best use of my time, because I know I've got a very short time, I just want to quickly address a couple of issues and then I'll move on to the focus of my kōrero. If the Māori Party is in a position of influence after the election, we will address the inequities in the Local Electorate Act. And we will also initiate a wider conversation about Māori representation and participation in local and central government politics. The Act is flawed and must be changed. Why do we have one rule for the establishment of general wards and another rule for Māori wards? Now I know some of you are thinking and asking the question now, why do we even have Māori wards in the first place? Now I could spend 10 minutes telling you why, but I'm not. What I will say though, and I made reference to Mayor Chadwick earlier, is that most councils, well not all councils if you like, are like the Rotorua Council that has developed a process that sits outside legislation with tangata whenua to allow proper and meaningful engagement at the decision table. With respect, I'm not talking about the advisory boards or the advisory councils that meet once a month and that are consulted generally at the 11th hour or actually sometimes after the decision has been made. I'm talking about meaningful engagement with Māori at the start and not halfway through a process or after the fact. Secondly, and I'll get that out of the way because I know you're all sort of feeling it at the moment, but what I'd like to do is just touch and remind you all of the work that the Māori Party has done with the government on the Resource Legislation Amendment Bill. We know that you want healthy and constructive relationships with iwi and hapu in your regions, which is why the Māori Party worked with iwi chairs and other key stakeholders to develop the mana whakahono ārohe agreements. These agreements will ensure that iwi, that Māori are at the table alongside you at the beginning, not partway through a process or at the 11th hour. It was also the Māori Party that stopped the government from giving the minister those special powers to veto and override decisions that are made by councils on GE crops. That was a big win for us for the Māori Party, a big win for our communities, and a big win, I think, for democracy. Let there be no mistake, the Māori Party offers a Māori worldview and an alternative approach to getting things done, not just for Māori, but for all New Zealanders. A big issue facing all New Zealanders at the moment is social and affordable housing. We do have a housing crisis in Tāmaki Makaurau, and not just the current government, but the one before that and the one before that, successive governments are to blame. Councils have played an important role in social housing over many years, but you have been prevented by governments from playing an ongoing role. That's wrong. You, alongside iwi, urban Māori, NGOs and communities must be given the means and support to provide social and affordable housing for our communities. Now the Māori Party, we believe in policies that are being co-designed and co-produced by communities, not by government. We believe in policies that are built from the ground up, not from the top down. If we continue to do the same old, then of course we're going to continue to see the same old results. You know, over the last few weeks I've been knocking on a few doors, a few hundreds of doors in South Auckland, and I've seen the poor standard of housing that our whānau are living in. Our whānau are living in rental homes that are cold, damp and Māori. It's a disgrace, and landlords, private and government, should be ashamed of themselves. We say in the Māori Party, kāinga ora, whānau ora. A healthy home is a healthy family. Our babies, our old, are getting sick and are dying because they're living in unhealthy homes. Just on Friday I met a man in Manurewa. He's lived in a state home for nearly 30 years. Literally, his house, his home, is falling down around him. The floor has given away in some parts of the house, and so have some of the walls. It's unsafe, it's unhealthy, and he shouldn't be living there. Well, the Māori Party will do something about it. We will change the law to make every rental home have to pass a warrant of fitness. You know, we do it for our cars, but we don't do it for our homes. We will start with state homes and then look at how we can apply that policy to privately owned rentals. Which then leads me to another key issue. Right now in Taurima Makaurau we have a big problem called homelessness. Over the last few months I've been spending quite a bit of time getting to know the homeless community in South Auckland, particularly in Manurewa, working with them and working with the community groups that are supporting the homeless every day. You see, Māori know too well what it's like to be marginalised by policy that has been designed by people who have never experienced the types of issues that they're trying to resolve or address. We know what it's like to be told that you think like this and therefore should act like this and you will achieve this result. It's because of these types of policy approaches taken by successive governments and their departments, governments red and blue, that we, the Māori Party, advocate for a very different approach. We spend time with the whānau in the community. We listen and we ask questions. We don't ask, what is the matter with you? We ask, what matters to you and how can we help? Let me tell you a short story about Joshua. Joshua and his partner have been living in their car for the last 4 months. Their son is very sick and is in care on the North Shore. Why did I meet them in Manurewa? Well, that's where they're based. They try to get out to see their son as much as they possibly can, but they struggle to pay for petrol. Now, having worked with the Minister for Māori Development over the last 2 years, I know that the government is pouring in hundreds of millions of dollars into emergency housing. So I'm left there standing wondering and asking the question, why or how can this be possible? So I asked Joshua, have you sought government support? He then said to me, Shane, they put me in a hotel that cost $1,200 a week. I was in there for 4 weeks. When that ran out, I was back in my car. That's just stupid, Shane. It's a waste of money. I don't want a handout. I want a hand up. I need a hand up. And you know what? Joshua's right. It is a waste of money. Now, Joshua is just one of the estimated 40 to 70 people that are currently sleeping rough in Manurewa. Just in South Auckland in the last 3 weeks, 2 homeless people have lost their lives. One was just found outside the Manurewa Methodist Church last week. That is why a small group, a community-led initiative will take place this Saturday. We're taking it to the streets and we're saying not one more death. The Hikwe of Hope for the Homelessness is about telling the public, politicians, leaders and the community at large what's really happening on our streets. Because what surprises me, ladies and gentlemen, is that so many of our people in our communities just don't know how dire and how serious the situation is. We're also appealing to the business community to find us a building that we can use as a drop-in centre or as an all-night cafe, as one of the homeless put it, that they can visit at night to be fed, to sleep, to keep warm and stay dry at night. We need immediate solutions, but we also need long-term solutions. Because homelessness hasn't just happened. Homelessness is caused by a range of different problems. These solutions will require all of us to work together. What does concern me is that the government doesn't appear to have a plan. And with respect, I saw our mayor just earlier on. I was told last week that the Auckland Council doesn't have one either. Now I note that in the LGNZ manifesto, there isn't any mention, not one, of homelessness. And I ask the simple question, why? If you want to be part of the solution, you must first recognise that we have a problem. In closing, I refer to your objective once again in your manifesto, which relates to the strengthening of local economic development. The Māori economy, if you didn't know, is estimated to be worth $50 billion, and it continues to grow. Now, I'm chair of the Maunga Haruru Tangitu Trust, which is a post-treaty settlement governance entity based in Hawke's Bay, Napier. We, like many of the settlement entities, want to work with local government. We want to build stronger communities for our tamariki mokopuna and for our future generations. We, as tangata whenua, will be here forever. So that means we have a vested interest in building prosperous and vibrant communities. What surprises me, though, is that in your manifesto, in regards to building local economies, there is no mention of Māori. There is no mention of iwi. We must use our combined strength and our collective resource if we are going to make a difference. I urge you, I encourage you, you must work in partnership with Māori, you must work in partnership with iwi, and not just see engagement as a box-ticking exercise, because I'm sorry, some do. Ladies and gentlemen, we are facing some of the most significant challenges that we have never faced before. We also have the most untapped and unrealised potential in our own very hands that we have never had before. We, Māori, are up for the challenge. My question to every single person in this room is, are you? Thank you very much for the work you do. Thank you very much for your time. I think that's 10 minutes mark. Tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa.